Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 14. That's it. Little by little, you know, I'm catching up on you. But like I said the other time, I calculated things and in fact, no, I'm not gonna be right on time for the final episode. If this season would have been a 24 episodes season, I would have been right on time for the final episode, at least for Patreon. No, it's not gonna be the case. It's not a failure because really I never planned that I would be that close in fact to you guys at the end of my binge watching. Remember that I'm binge watching My Hero Academia since entire months, so clearly I didn't know when I began it, when the season 7, you know, would be on air, so I didn't plan anything with that. It's like that. I'm glad to be there for one new episode. The mood is really autumnal as hell. Like it's grey, it's raining, it's feeling cold, you know, and all of that. And also the mood out there with the context, with the actuality, you know, with everything which is happening, it's not that great. Like we're really into a moody day, like that. And also into my personal life, I think that I talked about it already last week, you know, for the 2 previous episodes. Into my life with my family, we have a lot of issues, like my grandpa who is at the hospital, my neighbor and friend who was just operated. Soon it's my sister who is going to be operated, so clearly the mood is like that. But me, I'm feeling better than last week, meaning that the no filter Laura is not back. Normally, like, for sure, I have high emotions like usually, but normally I'm not going to insult people in French, people and their mothers, you know, stuff like that. Normally I'm going to be okay. I'm really saying normally because if something really, really bad is happening during these 2 episodes today, like if one of our guys is dying again, you know, what happened with Bakugo, all of that, is gonna be revived. It's gonna be revived no matter what, but it means surely that shot edge, you know, that someone else is gonna die. If one of our guys is gonna die today, for sure I'm gonna insult people in French and maybe also their mothers. Like that, I can't really stop it, you know, I can't really... even if I have filters today, that it's not gonna change. But yes, the mood is better, even if the situation is clearly not better, the mood is better. My mood, I mean. The mood out there is still awful. But it's autumnal, and I'm really an autumn girl, so I love that kind of weather. You know, to just be like that. Oh my god. Okay, stop. What is gonna happen during this episode? I have that impression that we're not gonna be back with Bakugo, Deku, Shigaraki, because it has been a long time that we were with them, a few episodes, and we need news about the other battlefields. And at the end of the previous episode, we saw the other battlefields, they showed us the other battlefields, and in particular, they zoomed, you know, on Spinner, so I have this impression that we're gonna be really with him and with what is happening on this particular battlefield, at least for this episode 14. Clearly I wanted to stay with Bakugo, Deku and Shigaraki because it's so important what is happening right there, and all of the future, you know, of this universe is depending really on that, on this one, on this fight. But clearly I want to have news also about the other one, so I'm glad I'm gonna have news. But if it would be only half of the episode, it would be great also, you know? Like, one half for the other battlefields and one half for Shigaraki, Deku and Bakugo, each time, you know? So we're progressing a lot, you know, with Shigaraki's fight, and a little each time with each new battlefield in each episode. In a perfect world, it would be that. You know, the rhythm of this end of the season. Right now, I'm gonna watch episode 14. You guys, you're discovering right now the episode 20. I have the impression that this fight, you know, is gonna last for all of the rest of the season. I can't imagine that 6 episodes, it can be enough to finish it. I'm not even sure that the end of the season, it's gonna be the end of this fight, you know, of these battles. I'm not even sure of that. For me, it's gonna last for a long time, because if we are spending 4 episodes in each battlefield, for example, it can last forever. In fact, for 2 entire seasons. I don't know. But I know that I want to go right now. I want to know what is gonna happen, so let's go. Remember, guys, that if you want to have my Patreon, on which you can have these reaction videos earlier, on Patreon we have 4 episodes of advance. It's really a lot, 4 episodes of advance. It means 2 weeks of advance. It means that what you are watching right now on YouTube, they had it 2 weeks ago on Patreon. So they have really that much of advance. And they have full opacity and full reaction part, meaning all of my reactions and my thoughts of this episode. So if you want that, you can subscribe to my Patreon, to the level 3, be careful, level 3 for My Hero Academia, and you're gonna have 4 episodes of advance, the full opacity, the full reaction part. Okay, let's go for this episode. When watching My Hero Academia, it doesn't feel like it, even for how it's done, you know, the dreams. It's a memory about Spina. The fact that it's him, you know, reading guy who is defending the place where his best friend, former best friend is, it means a lot. They are just not animated by a rage, but really by ideas, all of their backgrounds, you know. Oh, leave Koda! He's the sweetest one! Ah no. Out there, out of the city, they are discriminating you. You know, I'm conflicted because, like I said, right there, they are not really fighting for Shigaraki or all of that, they are fighting for a cause, you know, and that's why they are animated by something stronger, in fact. Spinner! Oh wow! You're not gonna do anything to him, and to call him a traitor. Wait, it was not Spinner's background that we were seeing right there? Maybe it was yours? It was you? I could have guessed it, you know, now that I remember Spinner's background, him eating in front of the television and all. You're totally lost, Spinner. You're not there anymore inside. I'm not sure that's what he was saying. Another one? Spinner, you're destroying yourself. Were you talking about League of Legends? Did he just destroy one of your antagonists? A blood purification? You can't get rid of them, it's not that. You have to convince them to make them change. You left your village at what age? Alone like that? You saved that girl. I don't think that there is only one. You know, it's really a speech about accepting people who are different. It's taking time to the society to do it. It's beginning into the cities, and then you have to continue to educate people out of the cities and all. Koda? Oh, Koda! C'est musique. You heard about it. You chose to be there. The two of you. Fuck you. They are strong for sure and they are so brave. That's what he did. Oh, Shoji, that's why you are the emotions, you know, like, I'm like, fuck you, all of the emotions that you're giving me right now, it's too much. Oh wow, so great. Arrest him, stop him, but don't kill him, please, don't kill Spinner. He needs to meet stay. For the chronology, I was not sure of the chronology of things. Oh no. Clearly you did not convince him enough, Shoji. And I'm not sure that you are enough on that battlefield to win, to stop them. Not only you entered Spinner, but outside that they used guns. Really, so far they were paying attention to not use guns to stop these guys and all. And right there they used guns, like it's a limit, which was best. Like we didn't see it. So I'm always like, I'm only gonna believe what I'm gonna see, so if I didn't see it, maybe it didn't happen, maybe, you know, it was into the air that he used his gun as a warning to stop that riot, to not be forced to truly kill them. You know, it was a threat, it was not really an attack, not already. If it would have been an attack, we would have heard more of them. Every soldiers, you know, using their guns. Really, I'm trying to convince myself like I can with that. Oh, that was a wonderful episode. I cried! I did not expect to cry today. Like I said it during the intro, with the previous episode finishing, showing all of the battlefields, I knew that we were not gonna stay with Shigaraki, Deku and Bakugo, and it made me a little mad because clearly what is happening into that battlefield is so important that I want to stay there. And also Bakugo being dead, but at the same time they are trying to revive him. I wanted to have news about that, but I was like, okay, that's really the battlefield in which a big thing is happening, like we can lose someone really quick. So that's the one which can make me cry, you know, which can make me that mad and all. And in fact, that battlefield with Spinner, with Shoji, with Koda, I was like, okay, it's a good one. It's important, you know, to protect the hospital, so they're not gonna have that Nomu, like, clearly it's important. And also I like the fact that Radio Guy, like I'm naming him, is right there because it's in fact his friend that is protecting in a way, so I love that symbolic also. But yes, I was expecting fights, you know, things, great things during this episode, but I didn't expect it to be that deep, in a sense that they are really talking about the metamorph and the fact that they are rejected by this society. I mean, they are saying that before it was really awful for them and they were really not considered at all. Now the situation is evolving, but it's only into the cities. Outside, you know, it's really the same for them, and they all lived bad stuff, bad experiences, and are mad at it. But you have really the two visions of that who are confronting each other. In fact, right there with what Spinner wants to do about it and what Shoji wants to do about it. Spinner, he wants to lead all of these people who were persecuted like him, because he can see right there a way for them to have their revenge, to prove that they are worth it, and to really just go for it like that. And the fact that they are animated by that desire of revenge, you know, by a cause, and not only by orders, you know, obeying to Shigaraki and the master, only by violence and stuff like that, and hate. No, right there it's something like they're animated by something personal for each one of them. It's personal and it's a cause They are fighting for themselves, they are fighting for the group, people who are like them. They are fighting to be recognized, you know, to be considered. And because of that, they are animated by something so powerful that in fact nothing can stop them. The fact that it's Shoji and Koda who are against them, and you know, people who are like them, it's disturbing them, it's making them doubt, but not that much, because in fact they have Spinner talking to them and pushing them to go no matter what. But yes, it's important to have Spinner, his point of view on all of that, and you have Shoji also, who was persecuted, and I didn't understand at first that it was his memory that we were watching. To discover that much about him, about his scars, about his past, about everything, it's so great. Also about Koda with his mom, with the aunts, you know, all of that story, and the fact that his dad protected his mom, and his mom is telling him you have to protect people who are mocked, and in fact right there his own aunts are appearing because he wants to protect Shoji. Like, they're not mocking him, but they are against him, so it's to protect a friend. It's so great. But yes, Shoji and Koda are representing the side like, we are persecuted, yes, but we can't just commit a genocide and kill everyone like that. Like, it's not possible. We just have to continue to educate people, to make them see who we are truly. It's gonna take time, but it's like that. And for that, you know, this episode is also really deep in the sense that it's talking about our societies also. You have to consider that the metamorphs right there, there are people who are different and who were mocked and persecuted during entire, you know, years and years. And the situation is beginning to evolve because of that. You know, I'm thinking these people who are different because of their religions, because of their sexualities, because of their genders, because of, you know, things like that. They were persecuted during so long, and the situation is finally beginning to move for them, but only into the big cities. You know, they are allowed to be themselves, like really allowed to be themselves only into the big cities. At least they are showing who they are only into the big cities, but it's still difficult for them no matter what. And what can they do about it if not to continue the fight by continuing to educate people about these subjects, about explaining again and again and showing who they are truly and fighting for that cause, but without really fighting, you know, going with violence with that. Like, really, for me, this episode is also talking about our societies and how we are treating people who are different. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. And yes, they made me cry with Koda, with Shoji. But Spinner, like, for him to evolve like that, for his body to evolve like that, it's painful in fact to watch, because you know, Spinner, I'm seeing it since we met him, the fact that he's the only one who joined the League of Villains really because he believed into Stain ideas, and you know, it's really to fight for a cause for Spinner. And right there I have the impression that he lost himself by accepting these other quirks and by evolving like that physically, but also because he's evolving like that physically, he's not really present right there into his mind, so it's really painful to see him like that. And like I'm saying since such a long time, I want for Stain to face Spinner and to tell him, what you're doing right now, it's not what I wanted, you're not really fighting for my ideas. It would destroy Spinner for sure, but I think also that it would open his eyes a lot. We need that confrontation. Like, really, for me, Spinner's character is so based, you know, on Stain, who he is, his ideas and all of that, that at some point we need a confrontation between these two, no matter what. For Spinner's character, how he was written, how he evolved and all, if we don't have that meeting at some point, I would be surprised and really disappointed, in fact. I hope that it's gonna come soon, because we have still Stain around, you know, and he's not acting at all, he's not helping at all. He needs to. I hope so. So yes, that was a great episode. surprisingly rough, difficult, crying episode, but so deep for Koda and for Shoji and Spinner, for their characters, the development of their characters. And also it was deep because it was not just talking about their universe and all, but also a parallel with our societies. So it was so cool. I loved it a lot. Okay, I'm gonna watch one more episode today. For you, it's gonna be in another video. So it's all for you guys for this video. Remember that if you're watching this on YouTube, you can already have my reactions and my thoughts to the 4 next episodes, and with the full opacity, with the full reaction part, it's on my Patreon with the level 3, if you can be interested. So it's all for you for this video, and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.